Mr. Thiagarajan, State Secretary, South Chennai Parliament Co-Convener, Mrs. Sampath, State Secretary, Mr. Satyam, District President, Mr. Kalidas, District President, Mr. Shrikant, the spokesperson of the party, Dr. Mahalingam, Dr. Ram Pradeep, Dr. Rajkumar, Mr. Ramesh, Dr. Arun Mose, Mr. Shareen Babu, Mr. Gokul, Mr. Vishwanathan, Mr. Ravi from Vasanta Bhavan Hotels, Mr. Srinivas. Actually, the list goes on. If with your permission, may I just say all the distinguished guests, because each one is equally important in this room. All my dear friends from Chennai, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to apologize. I could not reach here at 7:30. I was with the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, and we were just exchanging notes on some of the very disturbing trends that we are seeing in Tamil Nadu. And I got a little delayed coming in for your program. My apologies to each and every one of you for having made you wait for me. I've come here today at the invitation of the state government to attend the Global Investors Meet 2024. And I made a comment at the program this morning that when Prime Minister Narendra Modi took charge as the Prime Minister of India in 2014, when he took charge in 2014, Prime Minister had made one comment and one suggestion or request to all the states that unless every state, every part of India, every corner of India, be it north, south, east, west, even the northeast, unless every part of India develops, progresses, grows, provides for the people of their state, brings economic and social prosperity to their state, unless everybody grows together, India cannot grow. India's success lies in the success of 28 states and 8 union territories together. And therefore he had said that we should all collaborate, we should all cooperate, we can compete with each other. Competition is good. Competition brings the best out of each one of us. But when we work together, when 140 crore Indians take one step forward, the country takes 140 steps forward. And it is with that spirit, this morning also, I wanted to convey the commitment of the government of India to the prosperity of the people of Tamil Nadu, to businesses in Tamil Nadu, to institutions in Tamil Nadu. And I do believe that while politically one may be adversaries, but that does not mean that we should take it to some of the levels that we have seen happening in certain states, where political discourse has become at such a low level and with such vulgar display of antagonism that it has actually hurt the country's interests. I mean, ultimately we can't try and suggest to the people of a state that the very core of India, our very religion on which more than 80% of the country has full faith, believes in, will be wiped out from the country. We cannot have a situation where any government in any part of the country talks about a separate existence, separate from the Union of India, from the government, from the country as a whole. And therefore I thought I should come to Tamil Nadu and give confidence to the business persons, to the investors, to those who will bring growth and prosperity to the state, that irrespective of political differences, you can rest assured that the government of India, particularly the government of Prime Minister Modi, looks at India as their family. For Mr. Modi, it is 140 crore family members, irrespective of where you come. And I'll share with you, on both occasions when I was sworn in as a minister, in 2014 and 19, in the first meeting the Honorable Prime Minister had with his colleagues, with all of us, on both occasions, his clear message to us was, elections are over, now you have become a minister of India. आप देश के मंत्री बने, आपको देश की चिंता करनी है. You have to worry for the whole nation, irrespective of whether somebody supported you or did not support you, irrespective of where you come from. So I can't even discriminate favorably for Maharashtra, even if I may come from Maharashtra. I have to be fair, I have to be equal, I have to be honest in my duties as a minister of the country and look after the interests of the country, 140 crore people of the country. And that is the message I had brought to Tamil Nadu this morning. Of course, it was a matter of concern for me, a little bit of a disappointment also, that despite all the good work that has happened in this country, despite the transformational change this country has gone through over the last 10 years, sadly, we did not hear any recognition or even acknowledgement from the government here about how and why they are able to look at being so ambitious as to plan for a $1 trillion economy by 2030. Clearly, when they were in government, along with the Congress and many other parties of the United Progressive Alliance, UPA, of course, like a chameleon, they keep changing their name. The character doesn't change. Character will not change. It will be the same character. You can keep changing the names. But when they were in government, and India had become a fragile five economy, amongst the weakest five economies in the world, people were looking down upon India. Some of the younger friends in the room may not remember it, because they haven't gone through that pain which we have all gone through. If we went with an Indian passport anywhere in the world, we were looked down upon. There was no respect for the passport. Our growth rates were plummeting rapidly. I think before we came in was about 4.5%, 5%. During their time, double-digit inflation was the norm, not an exception. During our 10 years, not once has it gone to double digits. Not once, not for a month, not for a day. But remember 11, 12, 13, 12%, 13% inflation was considered normal. In fact, many times the then government used to say inflation is a virtue. For a developing economy, you need to have inflation. And I'm not a very great economist or any of that. But to a common man also, that doesn't make sense. I don't think anybody in this room will also agree with that logic. Our foreign exchange was in a crisis. If you look back in 2013, our foreign exchange reserves had come to such low levels that internationally there was fear of a run on the rupee. Rupee was depreciating very fast. And the then finance minister, who also hails from your state and considers himself a very great economist, had to borrow through FCNR bonds, on which he paid a significantly high rate as an additional interest, just to get $35 billion into the country and stabilize the Indian rupee. Just for that reason, we had to pay abnormally high interest rates and protect the Indian rupee from collapse. I don't know how many of you remember the interest rates before 2014. If any MSME went to borrow, they would have to pay probably what? 14-15% interest? 18%. Our young boys and girls today will not remember. But for us, little more wizened and weathered older people, there was never a month which went by without a new scandal emerging from the cupboards of the UPA government. And DMK was very much a part of that government. Integral part. In fact, that government could not have survived without the DMK. Because the Congress never had the numbers. And there was a competition. There was a competition amongst ministers also, whose scandal will be bigger than the other. For quite some time we thought that your own state's illustrious leader, who had caused the telecom scandal, has reached the peak of scandals. Because that scandal was crazy. I mean, first come, first serve, you're running to get a license, a telecom license. Whoever can climb the stairs the fastest, I don't know whether it was climbing up the stairs or coming down the stairs, I don't recall now. But whoever climbs the stairs fastest or comes down the steps fastest is eligible for a telecom license. Nothing can be more absurd than that. But then we were proven wrong. Because they had the capability to have a scandal even bigger than that. The Colgate scandal. And I've been coal minister for 5 years. From 14 to 19 I was coal minister. Of course, I was the first coal minister in India to have a full 5-year tenure. Unblemished. And now my dear friend and colleague Prahlad Joshi is the second coal minister to have another 5-year tenure. Unblemished. That is the Modi government for you. And I've actually seen those files of the Colgate scandal. How those allotments are made. Some of you understand Hindi? You know, in Hindi there is one saying, Chullu bhar pani mein doob maro. You heard that? For what they had done, I don't think they deserved even that chullu bhar pani. People whom we would reach out to and ask, how are these allotments made for those coal blocks? There was no auction, nothing. People had to apply. People would submit applications which were full of falsehoods. Because I've gone through all those files, I had to give prosecution sanction to CBI for all of those cases. The applications, first of all, were full of falsehoods. Then the application would go to the state where the mine is there. The state would recommend party X, but the allotment was made to party Y. If the project was coming up in a particular state and they would say that we want, let's say, an honest or a reputed name to set up the project, he would not get a coal block, but some unknown entity would come from where, God knows from where, would get the coal block. So recommendations had no meaning whatsoever. I am told that there used to be meetings of all the applicants, and in the meeting everybody would be sitting twiddling their thumb with the officials and waiting for a piece of paper to come. You will be amazed. One officer told me, "Sir, once we got the name to which to allot the particular coal mine, on the, I mean, I'm not a smoker, but if any of you has a cigarette packet here, don't worry, we will not blame you for smoking. We know smoking is injurious to health, but anyway, on the top of the cigarette packet there's a flap, correct? So they said the flap was open toe, and on that flap, the name of the party was written which was allotted that day. I won't even go into the Commonwealth Games where 40,000 crore rupees for one roll of tissue paper was paid. Can you imagine what the world must be thinking about India? Neither did they leave the deep sea or the ground, whether it's liquor, whether it's sand, whether it's building construction permits, Antrix Devas, even the space they did not leave. From the heavens until the ground and even underground, you can find a scandal in their Hall of Fame representing the true culture and spirit of the then UPA, now Indi. I don't know the way they are fighting, whether they'll change their name in the next 2 or 3 months again. And I still remember in 2014 when we came into government, there was a lot of pressure on Mr. Modi that you must come out with a white paper. The world should know what we are inheriting. The world should know about lakhs of crores of unpaid food subsidy bills and Food Corporation of India in debt. The world should know that oil companies have not been able to pay their bills for the oil that they have imported. There's huge amount of oil bonds on those companies. The world should know that the macroeconomic parameters are so weak that it will be difficult to run a government and bring growth back into India, given the weak fundamentals that we have inherited. The world must know about these corruption scandals so that they can know that this is behind us, and now they will get good governance, which was at the core of the Modi government's agenda for the last 10 years. Good governance and welfare for the poor. Garib Kalyan or Sushashan. The pillars on which Modi has run his government is Garib Kalyan and Sushashan, good governance. In fact, we celebrate Atal Bihari Vajpayeeji's birthday as Good Governance Day. No, regular. Regular. But look at the national spirit and the deep concern for the nation that Prime Minister Modi had. He said, no, you will not have a mind game. When you have a weakness, you don't show the world your weakness. When you have a problem in your company or in your institution or in your family or anywhere, do you go around taking a loudspeaker and announcing it to the world? Underplay that. He said, the people have elected us, they've given us an absolute majority. They've reposed confidence and faith in me and my team, me as in Prime Minister Modi and his team, in the party, Bharatiya Janata Party, because they have trust, they have hope, and they have confidence. We will not cry over the spilt milk. As Honorable late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had said, we will make a longer line next to their small line and earn the goodwill of the people and make India a superpower, make India once again finding its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. And for 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, I can say with some satisfaction that we have been able to bring to the people of India good governance, honest governance, transparent governance, better practices of managing the economy. We have strengthened the macroeconomy of this country, the fundamentals of our economy, to a level where today we are not only the fastest growing large economy in the world, but as per recent IMF estimates, we are contributing 16% to global growth. So we are only a $3.5 trillion economy against the overall world economy of nearly $100 trillion, $100 trillion. Despite being such a small share of the global economy, 16% of global growth comes out of India. From a fragile, please switch it off, switch it off. From a fragile 5 economy, we are now the world's 5th largest economy. And with your blessings, in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 3rd term, we will become the 3rd largest economy. My own sense is about 3.5 years from now, we'll be the world's 3rd largest. And what have we got to offer the world? Why is the whole world wanting to do free trade agreements, friendship, expand relations with India? Why is Jaishankar the most popular foreign minister in the whole world today? Would you agree with me? And would you agree he's the best foreign minister India has ever had? I will convey this to him when I get back to Delhi. And this has happened because of the strength of 140 crore Indians who are today recognized in the world as a young nation, a nation whose average age is 28.4 years, young nation driven by big aspirations, a nation which in the past used to struggle for the basic needs of existence: food, clothing, shelter, health, education, water, connectivity or infrastructure, roads, railways, airline. which should be the right of every person born in this country. But people were struggling for it. Half the people in this country did not have access to a toilet. Imagine the indignity, the embarrassment. I would say while our sisters and daughters face tremendous embarrassment, but we also face that embarrassment. Everybody. Imagine our young girls having to go out in the field before sunrise. And should they have any health problem or difficulty in the day, they have to suffer. Governments came, governments went. But nobody ever thought even of a basic thing like providing a toilet to every home. Prime Minister Modi made sure that every home in this country gets it. The dignity of our women is paramount for this country. He has made sure that every home gets a gas connection. And we are right now running the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra. All over the country we are taking the government to the doorsteps of the people of India. Of course, it's another matter that the Tamil Nadu government is not cooperating with us. I don't know why. We are only trying to reach benefit to the poor people and ensure that nobody is left behind. If anybody has not got a toilet, if anybody has not got a bank account, somebody doesn't have a Aadhaar number, somebody who's eligible is not receiving free food grains, which the central government now provides to 80 crore people, totally free of charge. If anybody is eligible and is not getting health care under PM Ayushman Yojana, under which 60 crore poor and lower middle class people are getting free health care, we are trying to reach out to the beneficiaries to make sure that everybody gets a Ujjwala gas connection. Whoever needs it gets free food grains. Whoever needs it gets a bank account, gets a Mudra loan, gets a Swanidhi loan. Swanidhi is loans given to street vendors. And today I've had 2 engagements with beneficiaries and potential beneficiaries of these various schemes. The stories are really touch your heart. How deep is the impact of each of these schemes on the poor people, on the common man. How a lady came and said that I'm working, and in the night I would come home and in a stove I would be trying to put the stove on and it would take me hours to cook, and the kerosene fumes used to really bother me. Today I have a gas connection. How a young lady came to me and she said, we are 8 girls, and I met 8 women who were running a self-help group. We got a loan from the bank and we started our work in catering. And now we've grown to the 2nd level, now we've grown to the 3rd level. So I have suggested to her, now you start making cuisines from all over the world so that your catering work can increase more rapidly. And I can tell you, from the spark I saw in those 8 women, beneficiaries of Prime Minister Modi's several schemes, I am making a prediction, and I'll come back one day when this prediction comes true. These 8 women are going to each one run their own restaurant in Chennai. That is the talent, that is the skill that our young boys and girls, this young population, this young country has. And friends, we're going to be a young country for the next 30 years. For the next 30 years, we will continue to have an under 30 age population, as per every demographic projection that I've seen. And friends, given the fact that through Mr. Modi's several schemes, we have been able to take care of the basic needs of the common man. Today nobody sleeps hungry in this country. Today everybody has clothing. Today, 4 crore poor people have got their own house, free of charge, without corruption, without discrimination. Without discrimination. We don't ask somebody which caste you come from, which language you speak, which region you come from. Did you vote for the BJP or you did not vote for the BJP? We don't ask any of those questions. If you deserve a benefit from Prime Minister Modi's schemes, you will get it. That is the guarantee of the Modi government. And as Mr. Modi rightly said, when Mr. Modi gives a guarantee, it is a guarantee that he will fulfill that guarantee. We've doubled the port capacity. We've doubled the number of airports in the country from 74 to 150. And of course, the last airport which Mr. Modi inaugurated barely a week ago, and on Friday, 2 days ago, we have made it an international airport so that our well-wishers, people who believe in Lord Ram from across the world can come straight to Ayodhya and take the blessings of Lord Ram. This 500 years struggle, this wait to redeem the pledge, to remove the colonial mindset, to remove all the vestiges of slavery, of Gulami that the Mughals and the British have left behind. I think the Ram Mandir is symbolic of a nation. It is symbolic of a nation which is shedding the colonial mindset, which is absorbing our rich culture, our rich heritage, our value systems, our traditions, is respecting the lessons we've learned from history and really bringing our Lord to the rightful place, to his birthplace. Because our children should continue the value systems. Our children should know the rich legacy that we have all inherited. And having to a large extent ensured that all the basic needs, today every home has electricity in the country. Today every home has gas connection. Every home is going to soon have water from a tap, Nal Se Jal. Jal Jeevan Mission. You know, there were only 17% homes which had water from a tap in the home in 2014. Today, it has already increased from 17% to 70%. Another 2.5 years, possibly even less, 100% homes will have water in their home from a tap. And if we have any doctor, as I see, we have some, they will tell us water is one of the most important things for the health, good health of country. We have taken this Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra to saturate these schemes, these benefits, so that nobody is left behind. If anybody is left behind. Today in one of my interactions, I found even in Chennai there are some people who have not got gas connection. Possibly because the governments here are not cooperating as much. We are not able to take the benefits to every home. Similarly, there are many parts of the country where families have split, children have grown up, they've separated, living at different places. The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, idea is to take it to every corner of the country so that people know what is available. They know what benefits they can get. And those who have not got those benefits can be registered and can be given those benefits so that everybody in the country has a basic, decent standard of living, ease of living, and with digital connectivity having gone through the length and breadth of the country, 4G being available everywhere. And I think today India has the highest number of internet users, 900 million, 90 crore people using it. On their phone or on their TV, they see what is happening in America, in Europe, in Japan, in Australia, in Dubai. That is building up the aspirations of India. An Indian today aspires to get all of that for him and his family and his children. So we have a country whose population is below 30. It should continue to be below 30 for the next 30 years. And it is a population, a young population, which is hugely aspirational. It has big dreams, big ambitions, big desires. They aspire for the better things of life. And it is this aspiration, this drive, this collective vision of this country to become a developed nation that will, in the next 25 years, now 24, the Amrit Kal, as Prime Minister Modi said, until 2047, when we celebrate 100 years of independence. Therefore, an under 30 population who will continue to be under 30 for the next 30 years, in less than 30 years, will be adding $30 trillion to India's economy. From a $3.5 trillion will be a $35 trillion economy. So this power of 30, this ambition that we all collectively have to make India a Vishwaguru, to make India a developed nation, to make India a prosperous nation. And prosperity which is inclusive, which includes every child born in this country. Prosperity which goes to the length and breadth of the country, across the country. This power of 30, this power of our young boys and girls, this power of young India full of talent, brimming with enthusiasm, desirous of achieving big, ambitious, audacious goals. This is the true strength of India. This is the message that Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra wishes to take to the length and breadth of the country. This is the message of Mr. Modi that I bring to all of you, illustrious gentlemen and ladies. And I want each one of you, I appeal to each one of you to become a Viksit Bharat ambassador. To join this movement, to strengthen Mr. Modi's hands, to support this effort, this journey of the last 10 years, and the journey beyond in the Amrit Kal, this journey which has made India one of the most popular destinations for investment in the whole world, a journey which has brought respect to the Indian passport. Go and flaunt an Indian passport anywhere in the world, then look up to you with respect today. A journey in which an Indian, a person of Indian origin, anywhere in the world, has the confidence that Modi is sitting there. If I have trouble in Yemen, Mr. Modi will bring me back to my motherland. If there's trouble in Ukraine, and 12,000 of our young boys and girls, actually more, nearly 20,000 of our young boys and girls are stuck, who had gone there to study, who despite the advisories to come back, did not follow the advisory but preferred to stay there. No other government, ladies and gentlemen, in the world made even an effort to bring back their citizens. Modi ji put together a crack team. Of course, I had the opportunity and a little role that Prime Minister Modi gave me as a part of that team. But you know what he said to us on the first day when the Ukraine evacuation of all the Indian nationals started? He said, I want every child to come back unscathed, safe, back to the motherland. Everybody should. And we did not lose a single life in the evacuation. One young child passed away, not during evacuation. He was in a bunker or somewhere. I think he had come out to buy bread. He was not a part of the evacuation. He was not even planning to come back. Not a single person's life we lost. And we brought back everybody who was in Ukraine, who was willing to come back. And we can't force somebody to come back. But almost everybody came back safe and sound. And Prime Minister Modi would personally monitor day and night every step that was taken, every progress that we made, right up to bringing every child back to India. Right until the time everybody. Have you ever heard 4 ministers being stationed in 4 countries around Ukraine? And you know what he told them when they left from India? You don't become a burden on the system. You don't ask for any privileges. The missions there will not look after you. You are going there as an ordinary citizen. You have to only help the evacuation effort. You act as a bridge to make sure that the evacuees, the missions, and the government back home, the entire operation goes on smoothly. You see any difficulty? Help. But don't demand any facilities. This is a government which doesn't sell away our space program. On the contrary, encourages a sister from Tenakasi in Tamil Nadu, who was the project director of Aditya L1. Shaji, what's her name? Shaji. I'm talking of Aditya L1. A lady from Tenakasi, your own daughter, was the project director. You are such intelligent people, you just need to Google in 1 minute you will get to know. Nigar, Shaji Nigar. Shaji Nigar, your own daughter from Tenakasi, is the project director of the very successful Aditya L1, which only yesterday reached its destination and is now in that halo around the earth. They are now in that orbit at the Lagrange point from where they will observe the sun. You know, it is 15 lakh kilometers from the earth. That point is 15 lakh kilometers from the earth. And even then, it is only 1% distance. So 99% further away the sun is. So imagine your people, your countrymen, our countrymen, have today got the most modern technologies. We do our space mission in the most economic cost. And we do it successfully. That is the strength of it. And I salute all our scientists. I salute all the people in ISRO and who are involved in the space program, as suppliers, designers, many ways. But you will all agree with me that they were the same people who were there before 2014 also. I don't know if you have seen or read about the struggles that ISRO has gone through in the past for funds, for how Vikram Sarabhai wanted to develop the rocket launcher and how he had to struggle for every rupee. Prime Minister Modi, leading from the front, ensured that our talent gets opportunity. And that is where leadership matters. That is why leadership makes a difference. And one after the other we are seeing success stories. After Chandrayaan 3, Aditya L1, we now have an ambition to send our astronauts to land on the moon. And I can assure you, Modi hai, और मोदी जो बोलता है So friends, this is our time. Our time has come. India's time has come. Let us all work together in the same spirit of brotherhood. Let us all work together to protect the unity and integrity of India as our nation of which we are so proud. Let us all contribute to making India corruption free. Let us all encourage our sisters, our daughters towards women-led development. Let us all promise ourselves that we will work towards a corruption-free India. We will not allow anybody to be corrupt also. खाली दो हाथ से बस हम देंगे भी नहीं किसी और कोई गलत काम करेगा तो आवाज उठाएंगे इमेजिन अगर देश के 140 करोड़ लोगों ने ठान लिया if we all decide collectively that we want to see India as a developed nation, as a prosperous nation, we want to see India as a $35 trillion world's fastest growing economy, providing for a good quality of life for every citizen, opportunities for every child born in India, making India a developed nation by 2047, making it women-led development, making India a corruption-free nation, protecting our rich culture and heritage, removing the last vestiges of colonial mindset. Friends, there's no power on earth that can stop India from becoming a Vishwaguru. Thank you very much. Nandri, Vanakkam.
Thank you very much, Mananiya Shri Piyush Goyal ji, about this exemplary speech and elaborate speech about our industrial growth and Indian economy. We heard this in so many TV channels and newspaper. Of course, not in Tamil channels, but today hearing from you is different feeling, sir. Thank you very much.